What is up, football fans? We are here for your weekly dosage of medicine that's called fantasy football. I'm Jake.
I'm Jesse. This week we're going to take you through 5 terms and 5 tips that are essential
To be successful.
to have success in your fantasy football league.
Are we talking about being successful in fantasy football?
Well, yeah, you saw our accolades last episode, so I mean, we're pretty successful, wouldn't you think, Jess?
Well, I'm down to learn some, you know. I got my King shirt on here. I got my NFL. Yeah, no, it's like, you know.
It's NFL, Cameron, not NHL.
Well, yeah, but like it's like, you know, the ice football of sports.
You're not right, but anyway,
It's
we'll
pretty
keep
much
going.
the same. Okay, cool, because like I have some terms here and I have some tips here that I would like to know
Before we get into this,
about.
I just want to let all our fans know, Cameron just really badly wanted to be in an episode of this. We're getting this out of the way.
We're throwing him a bone here.
He was in our last episode. He wanted to be in a full episode.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Just bear with us.
Come on. Yeah, dude, I can't just be in 20 seconds of one episode. I mean, like, the Bros
you're
Talk
right.
baseball thing has been going on forever. You guys this is your second episode, you know? Let me
If
be
it
in one.
weren't for the shirt, I wouldn't question your presence
True.
here. But it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
So we going over tips or terms first?
Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, guys, enough dilly-dallying. Let me just start you off. What is a flex? I've
A flex player. Okay, so
flex,
I'll take this one, Jesse.
Yeah, take it. Go for it, dude.
It all depends on your leagues. Usually, standard, cookie cutter league as a flex player is either a wide receiver or running back. Some leagues you're in has a wide receiver, running back, tight end. You can put any one of those positions in that flex spot.
So it's kind of like a utility spot in
Yes.
fantasy baseball,
Yes.
except
Yeah,
it's
you have one
not.
of
It's
those.
not everybody. It's just
Right.
It's just a wide receiver.
Usually only 2
It's
positions.
usually wide receiver and running back. Some leagues,
Sometimes
tight
tight
end.
end.
The standard league, wide receiver, running back.
So flex, done.
Yeah,
Check
it's
that
important.
one out. Because I got another one.
Yeah,
one.
good
Okay.
question.
Okay, this a vulture. Because we don't have any vultures in baseball. I don't know what that term comes
It is
from.
a cool animal.
I
but
heard of that.
But not for fantasy football, it ain't.
No, it's not. It's actually one of the most dreaded words in fantasy football. Basically what a vulture is, Cam. So imagine you've got a stud running back. He's carrying your squad down the field. He picks up 66 yards all the way down to the end zone. They're on the goal line. In comes Mike Tolbert. I don't know what team he's on this year, but
Bowl.
yeah, just some big fullback like guy. I mean,
1 yard gain for a touchdown,
Right.
and that's
He's
65
got the
yards drive
LeGarrette Blunts of the
downfield.
league.
Out.
Yeah,
Done.
Jay Ajayi is going to become one of those, I would bet. After Jay Ajayi went to Philadelphia and was the typical slow running back that he is. But it's one of those guys, he vultures your touchdown points. Oh, we'll throw that back.
But these guys, the bowling ball guys, are the guys that are 2 yards out, or other running back, when the entire length of the field. He's tired. Coach puts the big guy in to push it in 2 yards and takes your touchdown points.
Usually
away.
not very agile, usually not very crafty, but
No.
physically dominant.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got this next one. PPR. Is that
Come on.
a play person receiving?
No.
No.
Not even close.
Average effort at best.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Mediocre
punt's
at
in
best.
there. Is it punt?
No.
No.
Dang.
PPR, for everybody out there, is points per reception. So there's a standard league where it just gives you points based on yardage, touchdown scores, etc. Points per reception is a little bit more. It's a little bit more difficult to draft, I would say.
Yeah.
So it's usually, great PPR guy this year, Christian McCaffrey. We talked about him in the last segment. Christian McCaffrey is going to be good because Cam Newton's behind the line of scrimmage, gives him a toss, and bam, right there, that reception is 1 point. Or there's half PPR, where it's a half of a point per reception.
That's where drafting gets tough, because it's like a full PPR league can give some guys like
A full
incredible
advantage,
value that
yes.
they would not have otherwise. There are a lot of guys like that are
Because
going
they're
to
just keeping getting dished to. That's
Dude,
every
there's-
single time.
There's an
Boom.
infamous play. Somebody posted a video. I remember
2
seeing
yards.
this on Instagram. There was a play with Carlos Hyde, and he lost 8 yards on the play, but he had the reception, so he got a point on the play. I think it's BS. I don't play that way, but a lot of people play PPR leagues, and we're here to help you with that too. Yes.
Okay, handcuff.
Handcuff.
Why,
I got
what-
this one.
go ahead,
Yeah,
Jess.
I
The
got you.
police?
Yeah, I mean,
Do something illegal?
it doesn't have a lot to do with disciplining or anything like that. But what handcuff
It
basically
could
means-
discipline your fantasy score.
It could, yeah. It could imprison a player.
That's right. It could lock them
Yes.
up, boys.
Yeah, it could lock him up.
Badoon.
Alright, that's enough. It can kind of go with Fantasy Vulture, not always, but what it basically means is you draft a guy, you have a great running back, but that guy could get hurt. Running backs get hurt a lot, that's why they're so valuable. So you pick up his backup early in the year, just on the off chance he gets hurt, and you've got that guy, and he's going to pick up the volume from that other guy. So a couple years back, D'Angelo Williams was a big guy.
First
that was
Steelers.
huge on this, and he was basically an RB1 when Le'Veon Bell went down for
He
most
was
of
a
the year.
handcuff. Like, you don't want to draft Dalvin Cook and Latavius Murray in your draft because it's not really.
I mean, if you've got a deep bench though, and you need flyers, I can see using a pick on it. I don't think it's an essential thing, but it can be smart. I mean, because what if Dalvin Cook gets hurt again?
True.
Hopefully you've got a good waiver wire priority,
Of
but
course.
if not,
Yeah.
get him late in the game.
Good mix.
Is
you
it
know?
kind of like
Yep.
drafting a platoon guy in baseball?
It can
Someone who's
work like
playing
that,
right,
sorta.
who's hitting righties, who's hitting lefties, and that way
Yes.
you have a starter every game kind of thing?
It'd be like if you had, like, say you picked up Bryce Harper in fantasy baseball, and then he went down, and there was another right fielder who came in
Like
who
Michael
was pretty
Taylor.
darn good and could like get fantasy points. Yeah, like you probably wouldn't have Michael Taylor in your team, but
No.
it's like that kind of principle.
But because Bryce Harper's out, he's getting started.
he's getting opportunities.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got handcuffs then. So we can check that one off.
Absolutely.
By committee.
Yeah.
Now, by committee, like, are we pitching by committee? The same concept?
Similar.
It's almost
Yeah,
like pitching
similar.
like a combined no hitter.
Like a
Yes,
little
that's a great way to
raise
put it.
thing? Oh.
I like that analogy a lot. I like that
Drop
analogy a lot.
it.
Running by committee is something rapidly evolved within the last, I'd probably say,
Become more popular,
2 or
sure.
3 years. You used to have your bell cow running backs,
Right.
kind of your only dude back there, getting all the volume, all the
Right.
carries, all the passes, everything. Now there's first down running backs, there's third down running backs, there's fourth down running backs, there's goal line running backs,
Right.
or fullbacks. So a lot of teams
Right.
are kind of mixing up the look and the scenario and the scene on their offensive line, because if you know, hey, here comes the big guy on third down, you usually know he's not going to go out for a pass for a first
Right.
down. He's more like just going to run it up your and try
Run
to
up the
smash
gut.
your face through the goal
Absolutely.
line or through the line of scrimmage and get a first down.
For newcomers, I'm definitely not taking the by committee guy. So,
I would say, yeah, I'd say play it safe, try to avoid it if you can.
no more terms.
So that was our 5 terms.
That was
We have
five.
5 tips now.
So wait,
Those-
can you say them all again?
Okay, we got flex, check. Vulture, check. PPR, check. Handcuff, check. And by committee.
Yes.
All 5 down. Now, what should I be aware of when I consider bye weeks? Because
So-
there's no bye weeks in baseball.
Yeah,
Everyone
true.
plays.
Everybody plays
Everybody
Unless
basically
it's
every
a
day.
rain delay, you know?
Yeah.
That's the only time.
So go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, this is something. Bye weeks are crazy. I mean, I played fantasy baseball for a long time before playing fantasy football, and this was something that threw me because it can really throw a wrench into your schedule. You can't play 16 weeks in a row in the NFL because it's such a physically demanding sport. They give them an off week. They probably should give them more than one. That might be a controversial issue, but they get a week off. You can look it up online. They'll have all the bye weeks.
And
listed out
usually when
somewhere.
you draft a person, it says their bye week before you even draft them on the stats, where it
Right.
says like average.
So
and
why
touchdowns.
should this matter as far as like a draft?
Because
strategy?
say you have a lot of favorite players or a lot of good players on a team, but they're all draft week and they're all bye week number 7,
right.
and then all of a sudden you're scrambling for guys to pick up on your waiver wire, and all of a sudden you realize you can't drop those guys because they're studs.
Right.
So then you have 2 empty slots, and you're going to get beat by the next guy that's on the other side of you because he was smarter than that.
Bye weeks.
Bye weeks. Check.
What position should I draft first? Because if it was baseball, I know I'm going with the best player. It doesn't really
Right.
matter what
It doesn't
position.
matter. Yeah, I mean,
You know?
certain guys have more value than others based on position. But
It depends on
yes.
the league you're in. Yeah, if you
But
want.
you're taking Mike Trout first, unless you're a dummy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you take the best pitcher next. Like it's one or the
Definitely,
other.
definitely.
What position should I draft first? in
I'll let
the
you hit
NFL?
this shake. You're kind of an expert.
I'm definitely a running back guy.
Agreed.
I've always been the running back guy. Shout out to Barry Klein if he's watching. He's a big wide receiver guy. Kind of had a little bit of a discussion on that, trending upwards in the NFL, more passing instead of running. It has definitely trended more towards the running by committee, so there's a little bit more passing involved in the running. But the bell cows of your NFL are going to be the bell cows of your fantasy points this season, all the past seasons. Stud running backs are always a first choice for me.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Antonio Brown, you sometimes gotta take him,
Yes.
especially if he's available, like
But-
6th or 7th pick, which he probably won't be.
Yeah,
you
but
got-
running backs, those guys get
Priority,
the more
100%.
more of the touches, I would say.
We got that down. Let's move on because
Yeah.
we're taking
Is
forever.
that one draft first? Check.
Yes,
Check.
running back.
When do I take a QB? If it's not first, then when?
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like the QB is supposed to be like the most important player on the team, right?
Sometimes it turns out that way. Sometimes your QB could be interchangeable depending on matchup.
That is a mistake a lot of rookie draft people make, is they think, oh, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's probably the most valuable player most years. Like, why not take him first overall?
Yep.
Well, you don't. And that's simply because there's depth. There's a lot of depth at the quarterback position, and you know late in the draft they're going to be there. Because guys are taking their running backs, they're taking their wide receivers. So I would say, depending on the quarterback, mid-rounds is probably where you want to go with the quarterback.
I'd probably say I wouldn't draft a quarterback sub 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe 6. Only reason I would say 6 is because sometimes there's what I call kind of like a fire sale on the draft board where someone sees a quarterback getting taken and all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom,
It's a
they're
domino
gone.
effect, 100%.
All right,
Next.
check that one off the list.
Yeah. When
Now-
you draft a QB.
when do I take a defense? Because in baseball, you don't pick defense like players. Defense doesn't matter in fantasy baseball. That defense does in the NFL, and they go by teams. So, like, when do I draft that? How important is the defense, and when should I draft it?
Go ahead, Jess.
I'd say late round. I mean, obviously late rounds.
Late rounds.
Around the time, like, same with kickers, you're going to take them late. If you can get a good defense before anybody else, that can make or break a year. The guy who won my league last year, and probably a lot of leagues around, the fantasy football world, had the Jaguars. We just happen to have them.
Jags are nasty this year.
Jags are nasty. The Vikings, my boys
nasty.
Vikings right here, they're going to be very good. The Rams, probably going to have a pretty good defense. Maybe not top tier like those two. I think those
I'd
two
probably
would be
say
the
top
elite
5
tier.
for the Rams for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Steelers actually had, I think, the most hits and the most sacks on quarterbacks last year. So, I mean, Steelers are, always up there in a sense.
Right.
But,
So,
yeah.
like, if you want an elite one, probably, like, upper mid rounds.
I know, way late rounds.
Late rounds.
It all depends on how your league values defense. If they're getting points for sacks and interceptions and even fumbles, and no defensive penalties. You're usually, there's some super intense leagues out there that probably have how many penalties? You had 12 penalties. Whatever. It can get really, really technical. But standard leagues, I wouldn't draft them until the last 2 rounds.
That's good to know. So we check that one off the list. I got one more question, guys. One more question.
Last one.
What kind of players should I keep on my bench? We're talking about bench players.
Yeah.
Like towards the end of that. So what kind of players?
I'm a big guy for running backs, wide receivers.
Makes the most sense.
One quarterback just in case to change. But you know what? Some leagues get so, the waiver wire gets so clogged up. Sometimes you can just stream a quarterback the 1 week that your quarterback is off. But the risk is, like we said, if your big QB goes down, you have nobody.
Right.
You'll have no leverage against that. So I mean, I usually go. I would probably say, out of all the years I've played, which is 12 years now, I've never really kept a tight end on the bench.
I do occasionally, simply because there's not that much depth in the league, and if I can get a good secondary one, I know if my guy goes down, I have somebody to fill in those points.
But more flex wide receivers, running backs for me.
That's good, guys. I think we got it.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you guys.
I'm gonna smack you guys this year in the fantasy league now. Thanks for giving me
That
a
would
one
be
up
an
there.
upset if Cameron somehow pulls it out.
Because I'm in it now.
We should
We'll
make
keep
some
you
kind of
posted.
wager or bet.
Yeah.
If you have more.
We'll
wins
think on that.
this.
We'll think on that and get
We'll
back,
get back
to you
to
guys
you.
on it. Yeah, I do know we're going to be keeping track of our scores over
Yes,
time.
true.
We're going to kind of pretend like what would happen if Jake and Jesse played against each other every week.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we're going to keep I think we'll keep
We'll
a total.
tally.
You think
Yeah,
we'll talk more about
That'd
it.
be dope.
We'll keep. I'll probably get embarrassed. This guy's got more experience than me, but it could go either way. Fantasy football.
So, yeah.
We'll see.
You know what you should do is you should send our random faces to one of your friends that's horrible at football and be like, hey, take a listen to these guys. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
No problem.
Check
Yeah,
out Bros
dude.
Talk Baseball too if you're baseball fans.
Tell us what you thought of us having Cameron with us this week.
Yeah, don't worry
Only
about it.
if-
I won't be here for much longer.
Put in the
Don't
comments
really-
down below. It's either yay or nay.
Yay or
Yay
nay.
is for Cameron more in the videos. Nay is like,
Jonah Hill meme.
Yikes. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what the fans. Well, I think I bring a whole nother dynamic to the show
Tell
that
us what
you
you
don't
think of his
have.
hockey shirt. When you're drafting a running back.
football too good.
Yeah, I'll go back.
Well, why don't you put something like
Yeah,
behind
that's a
it?
good idea. Here, this over.
Yeah, that plays. Okay. Oh
Nice.
no!